So I spoke to a cousin of mine earlier this week from the UK, and she asked me if we were actually as divided in the US as she had heard. She had spoken to somebody who she had rented accommodation from in Miami when her and her wife were on a vacation. And she told me that she spoke with him and that, like many, he was financially stressed, but that he let her know that it was very selfish over here and each man for themselves, and that basically he felt like everybody was for themselves. And then she actually asked me, is it true? And that kind of threw me back because I was like, wow, like you actually need to know if America is everyone for themselves. And that's what led me to this video, and the fact that a lot of these things and these divisions and selfish stuff is going on, but that within our communities and within the country as a whole, there's some really beautiful acts of kindness. And for me, I've actually experienced a lot of closeness, and that's what this video is also intended to do. And hopefully my gesture is that I can help you or give you some advice if you do feel isolated on how you can feel closer, because there's so many resources out there and there are people out there who actually want to make a difference and who do care. I know for a fact this is, when I look at this country and I look at the history and I look at the roots, and yes, I equally look at the corruption. I am not naive, but I can tell you hands down that they're a wonderful, beautiful, kind-spirited people, and they exist. I do believe and still believe and always have loved America, and I know a lot of people have been like, oh well, my gosh, they do so much in the UK. Look, this is not a political video at all, but it's to say that there are absolutely beautiful acts of kindness, yes, within the USA, and yes, as apparently divided and crazy a lot of things are within our system, things that quite rightly do in 2020 do need to come to an end and do need to change and do need to be revisited. And I do believe that if more than ever before, those things will be highlighted and are going to need to change. Don't call me naive or altruistic or living in a bubble. So now's a good as time as any to go ahead and in the UK we have something where we call it relay. I can't remember the word over here. I believe it's the baton. You go ahead, you pass it on, the next person sprints, then you hand them the baton, they sprint, and then you get to the end of the race. And I guess just creatively, where I'm coming with that sport analogy is I woke up and I realized every single one of us has something inside of us, a gift, a talent, a skill, or just a personality type where they can go ahead, give that baton over. The next person's going to go ahead, give the baton over. And okay, I'm trying to hold back, getting super emotional, but you know what I'm saying. Right now, once we all have handed over that baton, we're going to get to the finish line. Americans are resourceful. Americans are creative. Americans are resilient. Americans do believe in community. And Americans are versatile. We can go from, like myself, being a small business owner as a skincare specialist, to setting up Zoom calls for people who are lonely, isolated, depressed, or maybe they feel just fine. Who knows? Perhaps they just want to speak to somebody with a British accent. Maybe. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe and let everybody know just how beautiful Americans really are.
Sure, then push up. Come on, 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Come up. We have 20 seconds.
If isolation has you feeling exceptionally lonely right now, please know that you are not alone. There are people all across the United States of America, in fact the world, who are willing to virtually come and sit right beside you inside of your home. We might be separated by distance, but just know that we are closer and stronger together than ever before.